down in there. I was headed somewhere, and I looked down in there, and they had this scene that they were doing. There had to be 30 people there. And they had this lift and this crane and this light battery and all that kind of stuff. And I went down the jetties. I was there for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Turned around, came back. Of course, they were still there. And I'm thinking to myself, all these people in there. There was probably a 6-minute scene.
Yes.
Well, on the Eagle,
or 30 seconds.
On the Eagle, they were there for probably 3 or 4 hours. And on the Eagle, they had wardrobe, they had makeup, they had hair. They were there the whole day, back and forth to Hyannis the whole day.
I know they
do it,
and they do it so well.
And they have to wait and wait and wait and wait, and then they shoot a tape.
Yep, exactly.
But there's a lot of waiting.
That's all you do. My back was killing me. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm used to working. I'm not used to just standing around.
Now, have you picked out your wardrobe for the red carpet?
Actually,
you know what you're going to wear?
My dresser is doing that. I have a dresser. My agent got me a dresser.
Right.
So they're going to do. They're doing that right now.
A dresser?
Yeah,
you need a trailer.
Get
over here. Come here. Sit down over here.
This is my dresser. Put this on. Wanted me to look like a working guy.
Can you sit here, right here? Sit over here.
Geez, I'll put my dog here.
Oh, that's okay.
Good to see you. Wait, I'm leaving Otis here. I got to pick up Maggie's prescription. Thanks.
Hey, Otis.
So that was interesting, huh? Are you a celebrity, like an actor celebrity around
Well,
town?
you know how it goes. You know how I roll, Gino.
Gosh, Billy. Everybody knows that you were in this movie.
Well, I got the good press. I was in Nantucket Today. Yeah. John Stanton wrote 2 things on me. I mean, they're very... And John Shea, it's because of John Shea, you know.
Now, how did you get that part anyway?
It's great. It's a good story. I knew that John had been written this movie 7 years ago with his partner Army and Bernstein, who's with Beacon Pictures, I guess. So I guess they had it going they wrote it, and then the economy, took a header for several years. So I guess they weren't able to put it together money-wise or whatever. I'm not real sure. But in any case, John finally put it together, and I knew he was doing it because I'm friends with him and Melissa.
Yep. So
this winter, it was like January, I'm in the Stop and Shop, and I see John, and we're talking about it, and he says, you're in this film. And I said, I know, you told me one of the characters is me from the old X-Gallery days, because a lot of the characters in the film are old X-Gallery friends or characters, composites of friends, because this cop comes down from Boston, he has a clue about a murder. So he comes down here, and the first people he meets are X-Gallery. So that's part of the plot.
For people who don't know what the X-Gallery was that are new, tell people.
X-Gallery was in 1989, 13 of us artists, contemporary artists, started a cooperative gallery right up here on Orange Street.
Yeah.
And we ran it for 12 years, very successfully. At least the business survived. We just barely,
Yeah.
You made money if you sold work.
Artists.
Yeah. That's right.
And back then,
so that was
something.
Yeah, and the X-Gallery was a great gig. I mean, it was great openings. We were in the, it was a good thing. You remember, too.
Oh yeah.
So in any case, I knew that my character was in the film. So we break, we stop. We're shopping, and about 6 aisles later, he comes up to me, and goes, "Can you audition for me, for yourself?" I said, "Sure, I'd love to." He goes, "All right, I'll send you a script." So I got the script, I read the script, and about 3 weeks later, he shows up at my shop where I'm working, in my sculpture studio. And he says, all right, do some lines. So we do a couple lines, and I'm like, I'm not real, I'm a little awkward, I guess, And he goes, listen, don't worry about the actual lines. Just go with it, and I'm going to jump in character and lead you places. Gino, it was intense. It was so intense. I finished, I said, John, what did you just do to me? I said, this sculpture business is horrible. I want to be an actor. This is intense. I said, sculpture's great, but boy, this acting stuff, it's so. So he says, well, you were good. I'm saying, well, thanks. And then we drove out to his house in separate cars because I had my truck because he had some pieces of steel he wanted to give me in his basement. So when we get to his house, ensconce it, he goes, I want you to do it. He says, you were good. I want you to do it. So that's how it came into being, but he also did that for Rocky Fox.
You played yourself?
But I played myself. I was the only one who played, quote, myself.
I got it.
Yeah.
And how long was the part? I mean, how,
In the SAG, in the Screen Actors Guild literature I got, I was a principal performer, but I wasn't. I'm sort of in the middle range of
that's pretty good,
characters.
though. So it's
Yeah, real role. I had 7 scenes, couple with Eric Dane, and I think I was seen a bunch because my character was important in the plot. Because
Awesome,
when the cop comes down from Boston, the people he meets are the ex-gallery people, and they start getting killed. Because
don't tell.
no, I won't tell you this, but so they're my friends. And I'm sort of like, oh, what's going on here, buddy? You know, hey, you come down here, my friends are getting killed. So my role, I think, was important in that regard. But I mean, it wasn't a major part, but it was in there, you know, in the middle.
All
somewhere.
right, so the movie's wrapped. Here we are. We're waiting for it to be edited.
Yeah.
What's going on in your mind right now? Now that you're like that it's done. Now you can breathe a little more.
Yep.
What are you thinking? Would you like to continue to act?
Well, my first thing is I better get back to work because my landlord wants some money. You know.
Yeah, right.
I didn't do anything for 5 weeks because I even talked to Rima. I discussed it. I said I can't really focus on anything because of this film. I mean, I'm so into it. I'm addicted to it. And she says, you shouldn't be focusing on anything. Just focus on the film. So I haven't done anything for 6 weeks.
Okay. And so you're at the end of this.
So now I'm back to work as a sculptor and trying to pay my bills and stuff like that. But they're editing, and I would like to see the editing because there's a great little story that happened to me at the very end of my filming, which it's a nice, for me it was a lovely thing.
Can you say it or?
Oh yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah. So my last scene was on a Tuesday, and it was my big scene with Eric Dane, the lead. And that's when most of the film, my character is like, you know, Eric Dane wants to know about stuff, and he's asking us, and you know, and we know he's a cop, but we're supposed to be okay, you know, whatever. Well, this scene, the last scene I had with Eric, I find out what went on in Boston. I researched it, and he's down here now. My friends are getting killed because he's here, and I realize that. So I'm like, you know, I'm pissed. I don't like this.
You can take your pop.
Oh, come on,
I
Rick.
don't want to ruin the
Oh,
film.
no. We're as it goes
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Todd
Oh,
was
we've been playing.
Todd was sneaking in to get it.
Oh, God, no.
He's
So,
much more photogenic than I am.
Oh, I wouldn't say so. He's not bad looking though.
so,
I have nice legs.
so I get my truck, I leave. I'm driving home to Hummock Pond. I'm by the hospital, and I get a phone call from the second assistant director, Sean. And he goes, Billy, you got to get back here. Okay. He goes, right away. I said, all right, 10 minutes. So I run back, jump in the wardrobe, get in the van. They drive us up to the top of the property. I get makeup, hair. Okay, I'm ready. I'm saying, okay, and it's late in the day, and I, you know, already wrapped my stuff. You know, wrapped. So, I'm sort of like, you know. And, hi, T. Barry. So, I'm standing there, and Andre, all of a sudden I hear Andre Bartoviak, the cinematographer, goes, cut! He goes, Billy, get out of the way, you're in my light. I'm like, oh, shit. You know, I'm like, okay, Andre. He goes, that's okay. So I'm waiting for my scene to come up. So they finally say, all right, you're up. So I get up there, and John goes, okay, we're going to get tighter on you, we're going to do this. And I'm cooking scallops and talking to Eric, you know. I'm like, so we start the scene, and my first.
Why did they need to have you do the scene again?
I guess they wanted a tighter shot. They wanted some
they just
tighter.
needed a tighter shot.
Yeah, they had time. They were set up, and they realized they wanted.
We didn't have that.
Yeah,
So we need it.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
That was my impression, or
Got it.
maybe I didn't do as well as I thought. Who knows? You know, but so I say my first line, which is sarcastic. I say, "So, you having fun there playing Sherlock Holmes, Mr. Detective?" You know, a wise ass. No. He goes, and then all of a sudden, I blanked all my other lines. I just stood there, and I knew the lines, but I just, you know, blanked. So John goes, "Cut." I said, "I'm sorry." He goes, "That's all right. We'll do it again." So we do it again. Right? We finish the scene. John goes, "Cut." Eric turns to me and goes, "Dude, you killed it." I'm like, "What?" And John goes, "Billy, what did you nailed it. You nailed that scene." And Sean, or not Sean, Brian, the assistant director goes, "Hey, dude," he goes, that was incredible. Not only for a non-actor was that great. He says for an actor, that was great. And Eric
Did you feel it too?
Well, no, that's. I wasn't sure. I'm like, and Eric's going, dude, you were unconscious. That was. I go, and they weren't just doing that. They were.
No,
they were real.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, that was. And I'm like, let me tell you how thrilled I was. You know what I mean? To do that, to accomplish that for John, and you know, I didn't screw up Eric. These professionals. I mean, they're all professionals here. I was, and Eric said, listen, the other takes you were fine, but you were acting. This one, you were unconscious. And I said, so
well, we'll look for it.
Yeah, well, what I want to do, I want to see some of the editing and see the difference, because I don't really know what the difference was.
Right.
I mean, maybe if I had thought about it at that time, I might have realized.
You know,
but
some people don't like looking at themselves, Billy.
Is that right?
No, some actors won't look at themselves. They won't even go to the movie
Really?
and see themselves on screen. So
Well, I haven't seen myself yet, so maybe that's true.
Well, that's right. But yeah,
But I want to see the
I
difference.
understand.
You know what I mean? Of like, why was that such a?
All
Why
right.
did I nail that as
I-
opposed to before?
So overall, one of the best experiences of your life.
Oh my God!
to do
Totally.
This,
I mean, totally.
totally.
Totally. I
do
was
you
so.
want to be an actor now? I mean, would
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
So are you going to take acting lessons?
Well,
and
I'm going to get my SAG card,
What is that? What does
Screen
that mean?
Actors Guild card. You join the union.
Because you were in this, you can get it.
Yes, exactly. If
Cool.
I come up with $3,000
All right.
to join you, because there's a ton of work in Boston. Boston's a big town for
you're going to
movies.
be known now, man.
Well, no,
if this
but
movie
even
comes out, you're going to have a major part. and
no,
you-
but
Huh?
I mean, even if I could get some commercial, I mean, you know what I mean? If you have your card and you have references, I don't know how. You know what? I have no idea how it works.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm not going to give up my day job.
No. But,
But
you're going to continue.
I want to get the card so I have opportunities in case something does happen, you know. And we know some people in the business. I know John and Andre.
Yep.
On the West Coast, I know a big producer out there who's a friend of the family. But, I mean, I don't really have any delusions of grandeur, you know.
Well, I think everybody can get the bug, you know.
I mean, I got the bug. I
You
do
got
got the
it.
bug, yeah.
And you see why people love it so
It's
much.
so intense.
And you loved being on set, even
Yeah, I
though all
liked
the
it.
time of waiting and then
I loved it.
You didn't mind
Loved
that
it.
at all?
Not at all.
Did you
Not
like
at
the
all.
crew?
The crew was incredible. These people,
You like hanging out with?
oh, they work 5 to 10 at night, every day,
It's unbelievable.
as you know.
Yeah.
And all the different, it's like a little machine, it's like a machine with soft edges. It just keeps going. And and Andre's people are some of the best in the world, I've been told. The camera people and video
Oh,
and
he's
sound.
a perfectionist, that
Yeah.
guy. I've heard
And
about that.
John's editor apparently is remarkable.
I'm gonna
editor.
meet her.
John told me she's one of the best in the
Yep.
business.
I'll be going
Oh,
over
you
to do
will?
a piece on that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Because, as I said, I want to. She's a lovely woman. I'd like to go over there and see. Like I said, I'd like to see the differences in the acting. But yeah, I got the bug. But you know, whatever.
Don't give up your day job,
Don't
Sophie.
give up my day job.
Hey, Billy.
Because my
thanks-
day job barely pays the bills anyway.
I know, but keep going, buddy. It's been good to see you, and thanks.
Thanks, pal. Thanks for doing this.